Greetings, everyone, and welcome to tonight's chapter of Natural One, where a bunch of us dudes roll some dice and explore mystical worlds. My name is Sheeb, and I'll be your DM for the night. We are playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, a game similar to Dungeons & Dragons and other tabletop role-playing games. The big difference in Pathfinder 2E compared to other games is that it simplified combat into a 3-action turn system, which you'll see as you watch the story unfold. Full disclaimer, we're fairly new to the system, so we're probably going to get a few things wrong. We are learning, so please, if you are one of those rules lawyers out there, drop a comment in the comment box and let us know what we're doing wrong so we can fix it for next time. There's already been a few corrections. We had some sound issues last stream. Hopefully that's all been adjusted and it will be fixed moving forward. But if sound's still messed up, let us know so we can get that fixed. There was also a glaring issue in the final fight of last session. I'm not going to point it out, but if you know what it is, I promise it won't be happening again. This is the second session of our game. If you missed the first one, it is on YouTube. You can find a thing on stream. It's Sheeb Entertainment. You can go watch it there. There will be a recap at the beginning of this game, so if you don't want any spoilers, you should go watch that episode. Special thanks to Moose for doing all the art and overlays on the game. You can follow her on Twitter, Moose_Doodles. All the music we use has been provided by Adrian Von Ziegler, so big shout out to him. You can find him where all music is found. Go show him some love. Seriously, guys, he's awesome. And shout out to all of you who provide art to Roll20. You make what we do possible, so thanks. Guys, thanks. If you're watching this on YouTube, we do stream our sessions live every other week on Twitch. You can find us at Sheeb Gaming or Big_Wheeze. And if you're watching this live and want more of our content, please check out the YouTube, Sheeb Entertainment, 2 words. All right, guys, we're going to go around our virtual table and do some introductions. Let's introduce ourselves and our beverage for the night. I'll go first. My name is Sheeb. I'm going to be the DM for the night, and I'm drinking beer. Ginger beer. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like root beer, but with ginger. Pretty good. Pretty good. That's me.
My name is Ben. That's my introduction. It's also Farnsworth, if you catch a handle somewhere. My character is the kobold named Kobold, or as he would say, "It's Kobold. That's what you're supposed to call me because it's what I am." And I will be drinking some sort of mystery juice. It includes coconut things. There's salt. There's ginger, stevia. I know some people hate that, but that's my drink of choice.
It's a thing.
It is.
Did you make it yourself?
My name is... Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. Did you make it, Ben?
I made part of it, and the other was already in the bottle, so I just added to it.
So he's gonna be dead before the end of the night.
Like some fungus, or
Sounds like something a kobold would do.
He's truly playing his character.
My name is Chris. I am playing Frederick Fiddlefig, who is a gnome cleric. And I have 2 beverages on hand tonight. One is a coffee in my Jack Skellington mug, which has a little bourbon in it. And then my other is a cranberry ginger ale, which I am using this crystal for. So that's about 1 sip for me, so I'll fill it up probably 30 more times.
Well, I'm Matt. I'm also known as Galrock Frostwind. I am the one of the warlocks of the party. I'm nobody special. And tonight, I got 13 of these on hand. I'm pretty sure we'll make it through at least 5.
Woo!
Oh my goodness.
Woo!
Well, I am Nathan. My typical handle is Jag, or Jag Scorpion. I am playing Jeremiah in tonight's game, and I'm drinking Coke, because the best. And I am special.
he is special.
I mean, Coke's my favorite soda.
That's what his mom tells him, though. But
Well, naturally.
She also told him he had a face
I'm Sam.
radio.
AKA Big Wheeze. I play Atlantes, the winter-touched human pirate, and his parrot Patrick. Tonight I am drinking Ardbeg 10. This is actually I polished this one off tonight, so I'll be sipping on this Isla peated Scotch for the evening, and it fits with my character because it's from an island.
All right, awesome. It's good to have everyone here. Everyone watching, thanks for being here. We're gonna go ahead now that we're acquainted with one another. How about we all raise our tankards, sit back, and let's roll some dice. For those of you not wanting spoilers, we are now going to begin playing, and we're going to start with the recap. Previously on Natural 1. The players, embarking on a rite of passage known as the Bloodrites, began clambering their way along the perilous slopes of the bottom of Mount Lukatunaku. Forbidden to climb higher due to the deadly perils that await them at the top, the participants search for anything that might point them toward their prey. A giant snow lizard known by the locals as a jokull. With only 116 hours to complete their mission before the weather becomes too severe to continue, the participants worked with haste. While searching, they encountered a group of adventurers from Toman, who were using the light weather during the week of Noru to harvest shade shrooms, mushrooms that grow along the cliff sides that are known for their restorative properties. Though these Tomans were rivals in nature, their tribe being against that of the players, of Vinthera, where the players are from, they explained that the best place to find the jokull would be in the ruins of Celador, a once lively city that was a prominent pathway during its prime. Their first night on the mountains was an unpleasant one. They tucked themselves into a large crevice in a cliffside, and they used their tents to brandish together to create a windbreak. The adventurers rested as precious hours passed by. Not too long after packing and beginning their second day of the Bloodrites, they encountered a troll hiking along a mountain's path, a bloodied elk thrown over its shoulder. Seeing an opportunity, the adventurers followed the troll back to its cave and attempted to use the careful art of subtlety to snag the elk from the troll. They were spotted, and a brutal battle ensued. Clutching an axe in its grip, a weapon that would be a mighty axe to a human, the 11-foot-tall monstrosity wreaked havoc on the adventurers, drawing more than one gash of blood from the little kobold. But not before Kobold threw a few firebombs in defense. Seeing his fellow friend in danger, Frederick called upon the grace of his deity to heal a fresh wound on Kobold's side. With a soothing touch of divine light, the skin weaved itself back together, keeping Kobold in the fray. Meanwhile, Jeremiah, embracing his talents as a swashbuckler, danced beneath the troll and began hacking at its flank, sending gouts of blood into the air, staining the soft earth of the cavern with red. Spells were thrown, bright flashes that lit the otherwise dim cavern, until Atlantes sent a gout of water into the troll's chest, sending the beast stumbling backward. The waterborne spell was enough, and the troll collapsed, crushing half of the prized elk beneath its weight. With a bloodstained battlefield, the fight ended. The adventurers survived, and the cave is theirs. While Galrock set to removing the troll's head, lest the party risk a potential second fight, Frederick Fiddlewig called upon the grace of his deity once more. What wounds weren't healed with the holy warmth were wrapped in fresh bandages in hopes that a full night of rest would be enough to stave off any infections. The players ate, they sighed in relief, and they rested. Dawn came, 86 hours remain. And it is here we begin our second session, with the group sitting around a freshly cooked meal, around the fire that's inside of the cave, keeping the chill of the mountain away. So let's begin with our first roll of the night. With the person who cooked the meal, please give a craft culinary check.
That would have been me, Frederick Fiddlefig. Let me do that.
Did I help you last time, Frederick? I think I should help you again.
If you guys would, please read aloud your rolls so chat will know what you got. Rather than everyone just looking at Roll20's chat, let's read them aloud. Let's give everyone the full experience.
Because she went silent. Creature's silent.
There we go. I'm not silent anymore.
Hello!
Rolled so bad that he just went quiet.
It's true.
So Frederick
fell over the crowd.
Frederick did roll a natural one. He's not done much with elk, especially elk in this condition. So turned out to be a 5, but Kobold is helping, and his roll was much better than mine.
Okay, everyone.
28.
28, but he was your assistant. Everyone give me a fortitude save.
I put
Oh my
put-
gosh, we are starting it
put lots of
heavy
potion
today.
all over the meat. Cover the meat in the
I rolled a 50.
juices. It's got good juices.
I don't think it's helping, Kobold.
I got an 11.
9.
It's good
It's
for
rank.
It's good. It tastes good.
9. Oh god.
I
So
got 22. It's good.
you all eat and enjoy your meal, and as you pack up to begin your third day of travel, Frederick and Galrock, you start to feel a little queasy. Please give another fortitude save while I shut my door.
Ooh. What were those?
The gnome does not cook ever again.
Better numbers than before.
Dude, there's no amount of ale
All right.
that would ever make that taste good.
I think it tastes delicious.
What'd you guys
You
roll?
would, Kobold.
What'd you guys roll?
I had a 12 on my follow-up.
Okay.
I had a 14.
Okay. Both of you managed to keep your vomit down, so you do not regurgitate your food. But you will be off all day today. You're going to be a little sickened, so we're going to be taking some -1s to all of our rolls today through the game day,
All of our
not the
rolls, as
entire
in-
session.
Okay,
As in
to the game day.
everybody, or just those
No,
two?
just those two. Just the two feeling bad.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you guys have ever had food poisoning. It's brutal.
It's just all part of the system.
It's yeah, yeah. So
It's the circle of life.
Fiddlefig, you do not look so healthy.
That's racist.
Well, no,
What?
Galrock doesn't look so healthy either.
Well, that's just how way he looks.
Galrak just lets loose his lunch all over his foot. No.
been there.
It's gonna be a bad day.
This journey's going well. Don't you think so, Kobold?
Yeah, we got a good start. We got lots of starch in us.
That was starch.
Yeah.
Everyone packs.
Jeremiah looks strangely at the kobold and says, I don't think... Never mind.
You all finish packing and you begin setting out. There was it was a light snowfall for Mount Lukatunaku, but it was still a heavy snowfall in comparison to most places in the world that get snow. So all of your tracks that you had made coming in have been covered up. Any wild animals that would have been in the tracks also covered up. So it's basically a clean slate of snow. As you are going out, I would like everyone to make a perception check.
Can you say that last part? You said
Everyone make a
perception?
perception check, please.
Okay.
21.
20?
10.
19.
25.
Whew. Okay. Atlantes and Jeremiah. I don't know why. Thank you. Atlantes and Jeremiah, as you look over, everyone's going out and you're going to kind of turn left and head up onto the cliffside so that you can, start heading towards where you think the ruins of Celador are. Atlantes and Jeremiah, you look off to the right as you step out, and you notice that there's some like almost looks like some like coal or something was smeared along one of the cliff sides, and it's kind of darkened in the shadows of the mountain.
This was not there before?
Well, you don't know.
Oh.
You don't know.
Well, Jeremiah's going to look at that, and it just looks like something smeared there. He's a little traumatized from having so much blood on his coat from the fight, so he doesn't really want to get near anything that that might just like make him dirtier. So he kind of shifts away from it a little bit, although he does kind of like point to it with Galrock and like, ugh, what's that?
I push Jeremiah aside and I say, get out of the way, ye landlubber, and let me look at this.
Okay, as you step closer,
we investigate this coal a little bit.
Yeah, you look into you get closer and you can kind of look into the crevice, and you can see it's very similar to the crevice that you guys slept in the night before. It's about 50 feet away from where you guys slept, so it's by no means a cave, but it's a little crevice that could block the wind. And as you get closer, you see the smoldering remains of coal on the ground in the crevice, where the snow is light.
Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna alert the group. It looks like someone is here or has been here recently. The coals are hot. I reckon we look around, maybe look for some tracks. And I don't know if I can see if there's anybody present in the crevice. Like, would I need to step inside to investigate?
Yeah, you have to step inside, which you can do if you want. You look around.
I do so with pleasure.
Okay, as you step inside, anyone else who's interested in seeking the area can roll a perception check.
Yeah, Frederick would definitely check it out.
And can you clarify? So it sounded like you said there was something smeared on the walls, but this is more like coals on the ground?
There is like dark, an ashy substance smeared on the wall, but then there's also smoldering coals on the ground.
Okay. Well, hearing Atlantis say that there's smoldering coals, I am going to go over to investigate those, but Jeremiah stays well away from the walls that are smeared.
Okay. As you
Do I
guys
need to be rolling another perception.
Atlantes, you will not, based on what you're looking for. It's going to be pretty straightforward.
Frederick rolled a 23 perception.
Nice.
Okay, Frederick, you look around and you're kind of just looking for tracks. Like, was anyone here? And as you investigate further, you find that you don't see footprints. You don't see any boots. You don't see any tracks. But it's very clear that the snow was moved in a way to cover up movement. And Atlantes, you walk in and you search. You see a bunch of ash, some coal, some smoldering bits of wood, and the walls in here are all blackened, which you would know would be from smoke. So, yeah, it looks like the past site of a campsite.
So I imagine that further...
I don't know if I can... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I imagine that further investigation would just kind of show the same thing, that there was something here. It's not there anymore, but I wouldn't be able to undo what they had done, would I?
Correct.
Would I be able to make, I don't know, a survival or nature check to maybe estimate how long it's been since someone was here?
Or which direction they might have gone?
Sure. I will allow both of you to roll survival. Both of you roll survival.
Ooh, can I look for
well, I rolled a 7.
shrooms?
Yes, you can do a survival check as well, Kobold, for what you're doing.
Shrooms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kobold, find me some shrooms, buddy.
I had a 9 survival. We had 2 low survivals when we were looking for info.
Yeah. Atlantes, you are being mostly spending your time on boats. You're unfamiliar with how long it's been. And
I mean, snow is just frozen water, so he's very familiar with this area.
Sure, sure.
That's true.
And Frederick, you the tracks are covered up too well for you to tell exactly which way they were going.
Okay.
No.
Jeremiah's just kind of keeping an eye out around
Kobold,
the
give
area.
us a-
He's not particularly
Ooh.
interested in tracking.
Kobold, you kind of sniff around using your kobold sniffer, and you determine that if there were any shade shrooms in the crevice, they were taken before you guys got here.
Can I grab some rocks and pretend they're shrooms and just stuff them in my backpack anyway?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can.
Just grab a couple of them.
Do you grab rocks or like frozen pieces of ice that you think
Maybe.
are rock?
Maybe they're poop. I don't know. It's gonna be worth it.
Okay, so we don't really know much from being in here, so I'll step outside, and I'm gonna send Patrick up to the skies and report to me if he can kind of see maybe a general direction where somebody might have gone, or if he sees anybody from the skies.
Okay. He's gone maybe 5 minutes. Comes back. The snow is still falling fairly heavily. I mean, you can probably see 60 feet in front of you, but then it's kind of covered by snow. So there's a bit of a snow blind. But he flies up and flies around. Patrick comes back, makes some squawking noises on your shoulders and ruffles his feathers. But he did not see anything.
That's okay, buddy. You did fine. Okay. So what do we do? There's not. I don't know what's going on over here. I
Can
can't
you tell
see.
me-
It smells like smoke. I don't know what's going on.
Can you tell us about our surroundings? Is this crevice deeper? Like it could potentially keep going? Do we have like a couple of path directions or?
No, it's literally just like a little, basically a place where you could go if you wanted to escape the winds. It's maybe 15 square feet. Just
Well, let's see, we
literally a
press
place where you
onward.
could hide if you needed to.
There's nothing to see here.
I agree.
To the ruins.
All right, you guys head out. Give me a survival check to make sure you guys know which way you're going.
Not good at those.
I'm
Oh, okay.
I'm
I am
following
good at
someone.
those.
23 survival.
Yeah, I'm not leading, so but Jeremiah has a 10 survival.
still not leading.
Frederick, whenever you guys were talking to the adventurers from last session, you took down notes. You and Galrock did very well. Galrock, you have a pretty good sense of direction, so you guys start heading out. And then with Atlantes being at sea, you're very familiar with which way's north and south, and so you guys start heading that way. We
I actually do have a spell that would tell us which way is north if there was any question. So just no issues here, boys.
We will say it took another 2 hours for you guys to prep and check out the campsite and get everything ready to go. So you have 84 remaining. And you guys start that long hike through the snow looking for the ruins of Celador. The wind's brutal in your face. It's just biting out whatever skin is exposed, and you can kind of feel it seeping through the hide clothing that you were given from those in Venthera. And you guys start walking down a cliffside, and you kind of go for a couple of hours, and the path gets smaller and smaller, and you're heading downward, almost like you're starting to follow a riverbank that's swinging side to side. So you feel like you're actually on a path rather than just a crazy mountain range and not sure where you're going. Who is in front?
That would
I
probably
think
be me.
Galrock was in front, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's usually Galrock in front and then Frederick right behind him.
Okay, Galrock, give me a reflex save, please.
Is it a reflex?
Yes, please.
That is a 21.
A 21.
9 plus 10.
Yeah, so you step and then the earth kind of gives way, and it's almost like the mountain's angry at your presence, and the ground gives out beneath you, and you slip, but you catch yourself and you slide back as the snow down the hill just goes into a nasty slide, and it just picks up rocks and other dirt and just creates a massive small avalanche down the mountainside. But in doing so, it clears the way. You're all safe and you watch it happen, and it clears the way for you to head down. We'll say you went another 4 hours of hiking through the mountains, and you come upon a cliffside, and you get up on the cliffs, the edge of the rock, and you look over and you see a plain of snow. The snow still falls, but it's lighter here, and there's a plain of snow, kind of like a giant field or a carved out section of the mountain where something once was. And as you look down, you see creations of stone kind of jutting up out of the earth, and there's ice built on them, and there's piles of snow around them, and you see what looks like old remnants of where doorways were and windows and into the side of these buildings, and you gauge that.
I say, these look like ruins.
Ruined, you say?
Yeah, they're ruined.
It's like Salia. Salia?
No.
How was her name again?
Like
Whatever.
Salador?
It's like the lady said. Ruin.
Is this where
These
the
aren't
lizard
ruins.
is?
That's a shipwreck. I know a shipwreck anywhere. Could this be my boat? Guys, we gotta go see. That could be my boat. I lost me boat ages ago.
Let's do it.
Just watch your footing as we keep going.
Okay, you first.
Jeremiah keeps an eye out for any big humps of snow that look like they might be a jokull
Okay.
as they proceed.
You know that the jokull is supposed to be in mounds of snow, as Jeremiah said. And as you move down, you move into what you would imagine would be kind of one of the hearts of the area.
Sorry, you're cutting out at the end. One of the hearts of the what?
One of the hearts of the area. Am I cutting out for anybody else?
At the end of some of your
Little bit.
sentences, like when you said reflex save,
I'm
you
sorry.
cut out.
Hopefully the stream's catching it okay. I'm sorry, guys. So you are in
Discord.
the area here of where of what you believe to be kind of like the central area of the town, and you see these little protrusions of what was once buildings. Above you, you see kind of these rock formations that are also covered in snow, which could have mounds in them. You see, yep, right there.
Nice.
Off to the right, you see some mounds of snow, and you guys are kind of free to look around. Just let me know what you
Is
do
there
as you
any
do.
lore check or recall knowledge check I could do to see if I know anything about these ruins, or if there was anything known back in in Vinteria? Just like the history of them, like what caused them.
Yeah, you can give me a knowledge check.
Can I do
Local?
that too?
Okay, so society.
Society.
for
Yeah,
me,
you can do society. That works.
I got a 15 on a knowledge society, a recall knowledge society.
20.
20. Jeremiah, other than what other people have known, you're not really familiar with it. It's a city a city area that kind of went away hundreds of years ago, so you're not too familiar with it.
This is not an area I would like to live in.
Galrock and Kobold, you know a little more. Kobold, you know that they tended, these people had used kobolds as a workforce, and so there's a bit of bad blood between the kobolds and the Celadorians, but they're no longer around, so it seems to be less of an issue. Galrock, and of course you know that being a major causeway, they just did a lot of trade, and so some of their wares are still in still being traded around the world, so you've seen their symbol around, but other than that, you're not too familiar with what they actually were.
What does their symbol look like?
It is a horse on a blue crest.
Well,
Unless it's like branded into a mountain, like into like steel, then it's just a horse. But as far as like a banner would go, a crest, it would be a horse on blue.
let's check it out.
Jeremiah is going to draw his sword just to be careful, and gingerly step forward, looking over at this thing over here,
Okay.
and just kind of like circling around it.
Okay. What is everyone's base 10 perception? Because we'll say
so perception DC?
as everyone goes, you're searching, right? So what's everyone just perception DC, just your flat DC?
16.
17.
17.
14.
I am also going to cast Detect
What?
Magic,
Okay.
just in case.
Just in case. Okay.
Is it 10 plus the modifier? I don't
Yes.
know what. Oh,
It's your base perception plus 10. We're taking our time, so they automatically give us 10.
13.
Okay. Everyone, you're free to walk around. Just kind of let me know what you're doing as you go.
I'm
T- and
I'm
please-
looking for
and please take-
related.
Please take little steps as you go. Don't do giant leaps.
I am heading over to here
Okay.
to investigate this rubble set.
Okay.
I'm first prodding this this mound over here with my sword to
Okay.
see if anything leaps out at me.
Hey, Kobold.
Yeah.
Let's watch each other's back.
Okay.
So I'm gonna like literally be back to back with him watching his 6, just as we walk.
You want to go over in the corner?
Yeah, corner's good.
Jeremiah, you poke the mound and it's firm, and you brush some snow away, and you realize it's just some giant rocks.
Okay.
Maybe a collapse of some sort that ended up just being.
Jeremiah feels a
covered
little
in snow.
silly, but he's going to attempt to do a bit of an acrobatic leap up on top of the mound to see if he can see farther from the top of the mound.
Okay. Give me. You should probably roll acrobatics just because it is icy. Oh yeah, you get up there just fine.
22.
22, you clamber up there with ease. We'll say you do a little fancy roll up. These walls sticking up, the one where Frederick and Kobold are at, that's about 8 feet tall. And then the one on the right next to Galrock, that's actually like a ramp up at the top and down at the bottom, kind of where the building is just kind of sticking up, and it comes to a point up here, so you can actually climb up that if you needed to. So it almost creates like a little archway that you can walk on.
Okay, interesting. I'm going to hop down.
Atlantes, what are you doing?
So Atlantes was really hoping that there would be some boat-related clues up here. So frustrated that it doesn't appear that the ship is here, Atlantes is standing over here, just kind of rubbing his forehead and just lamenting, "It's not here. It's not here.
Hey,
Where's me
hey.
boat?"
Hey, Frederick, you wanna find some shrooms?
Alrighty.
Seeing Atlantis, Jeremiah notices Atlantis just kind of in despair.
Galrock, I
says,
know you said you
"Cheer
were
up,
headed
my
this way
friend.
too.
Boats come to those who wait.
You say boats come to those who wait?
Yes.
At the same time that that Jeremiah says that, I perk up at the sound of shrooms, and I say, "Jeremiah, shut up!" And I walk over toward Frederick and Kobold, intrigued by the idea of some shrooms in my future.
Okay.
Jeremiah is aghast at this, but then shakes his head and
All right,
moves
hold up.
on.
Off to the side as you're walking along, just because I know you walked over here, and Galrock, I know you're checking out over here. Because as you're looking, you can see back here. This is actually the edge of a cliff.
Where's the cliff? Here?
Yeah, those are cliffs, and so they'll actually, like, if you look, you go up and look down, and it's just like a 80-foot drop into darkness.
Ooh.
Where it looks like time and maybe a couple quakes in the area had ripped the earth apart to create just jagged falls.
Yikes.
As you move over here, it looks like a building sticking up. It clearly had collapsed at one side because it's sticking up at some odd angle. If you guessed just by kind of the shape of it and kind of the little openings that you can find in it, was some type of shop. You can see like in the walls were carved like little shelves where things could be displayed. Over here. Who rolled a 17 on their perception check? Whose natural perception was a 17? There was two people, right?
I was one.
It'd be me.
Frederick and Galrock.
Galrock. Yeah.
Okay, both of you notice, and Frederick, you notice it a little more because you're closer, that in this mound of snow here, you see the sun kind of glimmer off what looks to be kind of like bluish steel, and as you walk, you just kind of see it in you kind of just see it in the snow, kind of sparkle as your movement kind of passes by.
Yeah, I definitely alert people to it. I say, Cobalt.
What?
Look over there. There's a glimmer. And then if Atlantes is with us, I kind of point the same way with him.
I'm Jeremiah's
first.
moving that direction.
Okay,
If he can.
Yep. Same.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah is actively searching, by the way. He's not just kind of passively looking.
Right, that's what the natural perceptions were for, because I just assumed everyone was always looking.
Okay.
As you approach Jeremiah, the snow flings off the top of it, and you kind of look up to find a gigantic creature hurtling towards you, its claws raised, snow's flying in the air around it, and lumps of snow slam into the ground with hollow thuds, not suds, on the frozen earth. The beast is slender and quick, and the white scales covering its body are unmistakable. They match a few that you already carry, and light reflects off them in the snow and the ice that still clings to its form. The creature lands on its hind 2 feet, and hissing, it swings at your throat.
Jeremiah shouts, "Yes!"
Everyone can roll initiative.
Yikes! I didn't drink any drinks.
Land ho.
25 on initiative.
Oh, I forgot. Don't I have to hit a thing first?
You have to select your token to apply it.
Oh.
Do you want me
You
to
gotta-
re-roll it, Sheep, so that it's applied correctly?
No, I can just put it in.
Yeah, I got a 23.
Sorry. I had to zoom out.
So are
I see the creature.
we're on snow. How
Surfacing,
deep
I
is the
say-
snow here?
What'd you get, Cobalt?
Leviathan.
14.
Is the snow here considered difficult terrain?
Yep. It will be difficult terrain, so everyone will move at the good old half speed.
Unless you're a gnome. Then it's encumbering terrain.
Whoops. I'm sorry, guys. I'm new to the game. Give me a second.
Quarter speed.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm so good at this game, guys. Okay, up first, Galrock. You notice the beast slamming out of the snow first. You see his scales kind of flickering in the light as it moves towards your companion, and you act first.
Wouldn't a 25 go before him?
Sorry, Jeremiah, you go first as this thing flies towards your face. I didn't have my turn order. I didn't have my turn order all the way up, so I didn't see it. Jeremiah, you go first as the thing flies toward your face with its claws out. You moving up to the snow, we're like, oh, there's the thing.
Yes!
Yes!
So he's going to attempt to tumble through, which is a acrobatics check against their reflex DC. So that is a 21. If that meets or exceeds it, I move through the space. I'm not going to move to the other side entirely.
It does not beat it.
It does not meet or beat it.
No.
That's specifically, so it has a 11 reflex at least?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So in that case, that stops me cold. So then, I'm going, it's literally cold.
You try to roll through and it's just kind of
Just bats me back.
Yeah, it kind of just like
Shoulders me back.
You know, like you've seen like lizards move. It kind of just like twists its body into the way.
Gotcha.
And,
Okay.
and there's also a pillar right next to it, so you're kind of stuck to get through.
Okay. So that was my first action. As a second action, I am going to attempt to feint as if I'm going to roll through again, which is going to be
It's against his what?
that is against his, I believe that's going to be against his will DC.
Okay.
So that's a 15 against the will DC.
Okay. As you feint, you try and trick it, and you're unsure if whether it's because it's a lizard, so it's not intelligent enough to be feinted, or it just doesn't care, but it just keeps coming straight at you as if you never even did a thing.
Gotcha. Jeremiah is just muttering under his breath. Oh. So Jeremiah kind of stops trying to be fancy, puts the blade in front of him, and assumes a what's it called? It is a dueling parry, which adds +2 to its AC, and shouts, "Come at me!" And that is the end of Jeremiah's turn.
All right, as you shout, "Come at me!" it lands on the ground and prepares to swipe. But before it does, Galrock, what do you do?
Galrock is going to take a step in, and this is an at-will skill.
Question: Did you mean to get? Were you trying to get flanking, or you just wanted to get close enough to hit it?
Flanking.
Okay, then you would need to be here.
No, you can flank diagonally, can't you?
Yeah.
Only if I'm here.
It's not just a straight line through any part of the creature?
No, it has to be through the edge. Or I could be wrong. Whatever. It's either way. It's fine.
The creature's big enough. It takes up 10 feet. If that helps.
Okay. Sorry. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure that you were flanking if you were intending to.
That is.
I would say that's flanking.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. I'll shut up.
Okay.
No, you're
good. Elemental Wrath is a persistent skill. He takes 9 damage currently. Just right off, just me stepping forward.
He just takes 9 damage?
Yeah. Electric damage.
Ooh.
What it is I can call upon a primal skill, which is Electric Arc, to do 2d4 damage plus 1.
Wow.
But that's just a start spell.
Okay.
Then, since it is considered flank.
Oh, you rolled really high on it, I see.
Say what?
You rolled really high. Decently high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I am attacking. First swipe would be a 28. Does 28 crit on his flat-footed AC?
It does not crit, but it does hit him.
Okay. So flat-footed AC is 5 plus the sneak attack damage, which is 6 more, so 11. plus 4. So 15.
Okay.
First swing.
As you step forward, the lightning starts to shock it, and you can kind of twirl it, kind of rights a little bit at the pain, and then you get a free shot against its hind quarters with your scimitar, and it digs into the scales a little bit and starts to carve a bit of blood out under the snow, and it sees you and goes. You have another action.
Yeah, I got one more. Let's see here. What do I have in my repertoire? What if I didn't? Oh, that was an attack spell. Okay, so I do not have another turn.
Do you have to roll an attack for Elemental Wrath? Is that what Kobold's saying right here?
Yeah, I think he does.
Because
It's basically just a cantrip, but he gets to choose the
the
damage
element.
type.
Okay.
Mhm.
Would it be your class DC that it uses?
No, it's a spell
attack.
attack, so you do your
Charisma. So
10 plus charisma, or roll plus charisma.
So that plus charisma. That's still a 22.
Yeah, 22 hits. So it still takes the lightning damage as you approach.
Yeah. Okay.
It also takes a persistent damage, which means at the end of its turn it needs to take an additional 1 damage.
Yeah.
Is that indefinite?
It rolls a flat DC 15 check, and if it succeeds, then it will no longer take it
Okay, on its turn.
on its turn.
Got it.
At the end of its turn.
Okay.
So
Got
with that invoking elemental wrath does take up a turn then. So
Yeah, so
that's
you,
it. I'm done.
and you stepped up, so that's 3.
Yeah. That's
That
it.
is a nasty weapon strike. My goodness.
Yeah.
Next up is the jokull.
Kill him.
Galrock, you slice at it and you shot it with lightning, so it whips around and it's bearing angry fangs and it just lunges at you and tries to bite your face off.
Nom 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 nom. Bring it.
Jeremiah looks disappointed.
Does a 24 land?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You take 11 damage as his jaws just bite into your shoulder, and he kind of does a little bit of a twist as he rips it out. Just blood sprays out from your shoulder. How you looking?
I'm at 27. So yeah, I'm good.
Well, he's still angry, so now he's going to attack with his claw. Does a 22 hit you?
That meets.
So it hit you.
Dang it.
You take 11 damage as its claw catches you in the side. It ripped your shoulder out with its teeth, and then it comes around in this another swing and just gets you in the side. And its claws, you can feel it just kind of dig into your rib cage and rip another gash out.
Ow, that hurt.
And we will say he's going to come in because he's furious. With his last strike, he's hissing. Does a 15 get you?
Nowhere near it.
You have a shield? No, you have a.
Yep.
Well, you do. It's not raised though. So
No.
so you will say you lift your scimitar and you block its claw as its other hand comes in for what would have likely been a fatal hit on you. Did you take all your damage? 11 and 11.
Yes. Yeah, I'm at 16.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yours is weird because it's on the bottom of your character instead of the top,
Yeah.
which is fine. Next up is Atlantes. Atlantes, before you, you see a lizard, which as it moves, towers over that wall ahead of you. So you just see scales and the claws just flashing in the air as it's attacking. You see blood just kind of spraying up as Galrock takes some hits. And then you, behind the wall, you see blood and lightning shocking.
And I say this is just like the storm that I braved. And it is no match for me. And I slide over a couple feet to get in range. And the first thing I'm going to do is shoot a Tanglefoot at it.
Okay, before you do,
So
sorry. As you prepare the
Yeah, go
Tanglefoot bag, I have to roll to see if it shook off this persistent damage. What am I rolling?
Flat 15 check.
Just 1d20.
Yep.
Does not. So it takes
So
one.
next turn it will also take. So it takes it first and then it tries to shrug it off.
Got it. Okay. All right. You have the Tanglefoot bag in your hand, Atlantes.
So
Or the
does
spell or
a
whatever you-
17, quote unquote, hit the
Quote unquote.
I will say that quote unquote it does not. You throw it and it just goes wide and smacks this pillar right here, and vines just start crawling and clinging to this pillar. But there is no lizard in the grasp.
All right, now is this a animal or a dragon type of creature?
It is a beast. So
Beast, okay.
animal, yes.
Then the next thing I do is I'm going to apply Blood Ward to Galrock, which will give him a +1 to his save throws and ACs against all beast creatures for now.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What's that look like?
It looks really cool. And that's my turn.
What gesture do you do with your hands? He wiggles his finger at you and goes, "Oh!" And you just see this kind of, you kind of just see this crimson red barrier start to manifest itself in front of you. And while it looks kind of ominous, being the color of blood, you realize that it's actually protecting you from the jokull and is a friendly barrier, not a enemy one. Is that your turn, Atlantes?
That is my turn.
Okay. Kobold, you are up. Frederick, you will be next.
So Kobold, he wasn't ready. He doesn't have any juice. He looks down at his hands. He's got a spear in one hand and he's got a javelin in the other hand because he's always ready, but he doesn't want to be ready, so he chucks the javelin at it. 22.
You throw the javelin and it comes in and it's going straight for its hide, and then it hits the scales and just kind of slides along them and flies past Jeremiah. That's a miss.
Well, at least his hand is free, so he reaches in and he pulls out something and just chugs it back.
What color?
Am I attempt a reaction to catch the spear as it goes past him?
Yes, I will give you a reflex save. Let's see if you can catch the spear. The javelin.
27.
This javelin flies past and you just reach out and snatch it out of the air like you're Leonidas.
May I have panache for that?
Yes. Most definitely. Most definitely. All right, so you pull something back. Kobold, you got one more action? After guzzling down your thing?
Yeah. It's brown and gray and purple, and he just kind of like shoves it in his mouth, gets himself some fancy stuff. I know I took up a whole page of chat, but I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's good. It's good juice.
You throw back this juice, and scales start to grow on your skin, and your eyesight becomes sharp, and your pupils slitted, and your limbs grow wiry and quick, but your mind and reflexes become sluggish.
So what you're saying is nothing changes. For a
Yeah,
kobold.
it's the exact same. You got a few more scales on you, bud. You have one more action, right?
Drawing it was an action.
Oh, okay.
So throw, draw, suck.
Okay. Frederick, you're up. Jeremiah, you will be next.
All right, so yeah, I'm checking out the situation, and I definitely see that we've got a couple of front line guys. We've got us hanging out in the back. So my mind is Galrock right in front of me. I want to make sure that he's as buff and cured and everything. So I'm going to apologize. I'm going to spend 2 actions doing a heal. So it will heal him 1d8 plus 8. But how I do that is so I invoke the powers that Erastil has given me, and I say a little invocation. I say, Erastil, heal my friend. And that's what he does for 10 total health.
You say your little ditty, and your hands start to glow, and you touch, and you see skin start to fuse together. So Erastil heard your prayers this day. Erastil, right?
Yes, Erastil. Yeah. So that uses one of my charges of heal for the day. And then also, I'm going to invoke Erastil a second time, but instead of healing, I'm going, since I'm in touch range of, not Matt, what's the character's name? Galrock. Galrock. So I say, Erastil, guide his blade, and I touch his scimitar and I give it the magic weapon effect. So what that does is it now becomes a +1 striking weapon, +1 add a bonus to attack rolls with increasing the number of weapon damage dice to 2. So
oh my
it's a 1d6, now it's a 2d6. Or...
oh amazing. My gosh. Whoa. And you get a +1 to hit?
Yes.
Which you were taking a -1 to hit before because of your belly. So that evens out.
So it evens out, but it also increases the die now. So I say, Erastil.
Galrock pulls his weapon back to take another swing after blocking the strike from the jokull. And as he does, you just reach forward with golden energy and touch the blade, and it just ignites with magical power.
Just like taps the tip of it as it comes back into range.
Magic! Just like in Harry Potter. Jeremiah, you're up. Galrock, you will be next.
Speaking of extra die, Jeremiah is going to take a step up and releasing the javelin as he does, because it's kind of nasty and grimy, and it's like, what have you been doing with this kobold? Just like dropped it. And then he is going to turn and he's going to do a confident finisher, gracefully, kind of flowing from the catch of the whatchamacallit, and that is, let's see if that hits. Does a 15 hit? I'm assuming not.
That's against Flatfoot.
The tail whips around in front of you and kind of distracts your vision, and your swing is kind of like off.
Okay, so the good news about a confident finisher is that it does do half of the precision strike damage, even if it fails.
Oh, that's
I'm
cool.
just going to go and roll this.
That's so
the
cool.
Precision strike damage would have been 2, so it does 1 damage.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Let me make sure I got that right. Oh, no, 4. It would have been 4.
So 2.
That's that. So yeah, so 2 damage.
That's a cool ability, man.
First blood to me.
Take him down.
You nip its tail as it whips past, and a little bit of blood trickles into your... little bit of blood splashes into your face.
Not the blood again! And I assume another dueling parry stance.
Okay.
And that is the end of the mouse.
That's your turn. Galrock, you are up.
Okay. Let's see here. Well, he's pissed. Just hands down, he's hurt. He's pissed. He's just going to start swinging for the fences now. So, here's one.
Oh, shoot.
That damage is not right.
That's not right. Go ahead and add your damage on your critical hit.
So, scimitar is a...
As you add it up, chat, I'll explain how crits work in Pathfinder 2 while he does the math. If you roll a natural 20, which you can see that it's green, so that is a natural 20, you crit. There's also, if you roll 10 above the creature's or target's AC, you also crit.
So that's...
Technically, the natural 20 doesn't actually crit, it just bumps it up by 1. So if you were gonna miss with a natural 20, you would hit, but you wouldn't crit.
Right, gotcha. And then last session we said that precision damage is not multiplied in the critical hit, and we are wrong. In past editions, sneak attack damage and precision damage is not multiplied. But in this system, it says it increases the damage, which then means it is multiplied. So that's another rules that we missed the first time, kind of fixing it as we move forward. Oh my
Wait,
god.
we rolled a 32. That's a number? My bad.
It might be a number higher than Kobold knows about.
He doesn't know these numbers.
So, if I did the math right, that's 44 damage.
Okay, well, let's be safe and double check it.
Yeah, because that doesn't sound right.
Is that 5?
So, yeah, that's 5 from the damage, from the 1d6. So that's 6 from 2d6 plus 4 from charisma plus 4 from from strength.
Do you get both charisma and strength to your attack? To your damage?
Yes, since he's considered flat-foot while under Eldritch Weapon. It is... Hold up, let me link it.
We're learning things.
Yeah, bear
We're
with us,
learning
everyone, as we
things.
learn. Always be learning, people.
Where'd it go? I can't remember where I put it.
Okay, let's see if I can get it pulled up.
I think the damage number 5 already included the ability modifier.
Yes.
When you strike a creature that has the flat-footed condition with your Eldritch Weapon, you deal extra precision damage equal to your charisma modifier.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you. I couldn't remember where I put it.
So that's 9 total.
9. That is not include the. Wait a minute. Hold up.
Oh, sorry.
So that's 6 plus charisma and strength is what?
But
Plus charisma and strength. That's plus 8.
So 6 and 8 is 14.
Yeah.
but can't you only get one source of precision damage? So you'd have to choose between that and
No.
sneak attack.
That's not including the precision damage. The strength is just for the swing. The charisma is the precision damage.
Right, but what I'm saying is, wouldn't you have to choose from the sneak attack bonus damage and the extra precision damage from your charisma because they don't stack?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they stack because they're both the same type.
Okay, so that's not 4 then, or no, that's just 4 then.
Sorry, I don't know.
Which, guys, let us know if we're in the comments if we're wrong about this.
Right.
Gladly fix this in the next one, but I don't think they stack because they're the same.
Okay. So minus 4.
It seems like you'd want to use the sneak attack, right? Because that's more damage
Right.
rather
Yeah,
than the charisma.
That was 7. I was adding that extra 4.
Yeah.
So
Either way, it's going to be a lot.
5,
either way,
6.
that's still 38 damage with all the math.
In general, you can stack precision damage, although some of it you can't stack, is what I'm reading.
Well, that's very
very clear.
Okay.
Does it say what can and can't?
Sometimes you can.
It says if it says it doesn't stack, then it doesn't. But if it doesn't say anything, then it does.
Well,
Okay.
there's nothing that says it doesn't.
All right, we'll say it does. Either way, the jokull comes at you, which you've been low on health, and there's blood splattering the ground around you, and it comes at you to go what it thinks will be a finishing blow, and you just grab your scimitar and stab it forward, and it just goes straight into its skull, and the thing goes limp.
What?
What?
Yo.
That's it. It is dead.
I
nicked it. Hell.
What?
I'm still hopped up on juices.
It's dead. What do you want? Galrock hit it for 42 at level 2. What do you want, guys?
Can we find another one?
Yeah. Maybe there's
Got all
one
this
in these-
adrenaline going.
Maybe there's one in these rocks over here. Can we go look at these rocks?
Let's look.
This seems like a bad idea.
So you guys go searching. There's not
sorry.
another one. But I will tell you, you have 79 hours remaining. So you got here fairly quickly.
We did.
Let's look for that boat.
Yes.
Now the problem
I
is,
appreciate the sentiment, but it's not here.
So-
I can assure you I would smell it by now if it was.
you reached the jokull in 38 hours. But now you have to carry a 1,000-pound creature back.
What? We don't have to carry the whole thing, right? Can't we just like cut off parts of it?
You were told
I thought
to.
they said we just to bring back tokens of the jokull or whatever.
Oh, not tokens.
Oh.
Toes? Can we
No,
take
no.
the toes?
Well,
Yeah, you can bring back toes.
Delicious.
Yeah, we can put them in the stew next time.
The task is simple. You are to hunt and slay a jokull and return with its hide.
Oh, it's hide. Okay. We just need to like. Does anybody here? Your mind looks up. Does anyone here know how to skin or scale?
Maybe not.
Jeremiah takes out a hatchet and attempts to at least chop off a little bit of the end of the tail so he has a souvenir.
Well, so in my backstory, I was a hunter, and I do have tanning lore. So
Seems very useful.
I don't know if that would help me know how to physically do it, or just I know the history of tanning, or I could look at this hide and say it came from a chicken or whatever.
Do you have
Chicken hide.
do you have like craft tanning or lore tanning? Do you have any?
I have lore tanning.
Do a lore tanning check for me. Seven. You know that there are ways to extract the scales from the hide because jokulls have been brought into Vinthera before, but you have never seen the process happen.
Hmm.
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 So who's the strongest of us? Who can just drag this thing out? Or
Definitely Kobold.
Are there any wheels lying around? Big
In
one.
the ruins?
No. If there are, they're buried in snow.
Dang.
Why don't we just push it off the edge?
I wonder if the Toman adventurers are anywhere nearby that could help us out.
I mean, we could always try and skin it. We're just gonna do
Take a while.
horribly.
Maybe we could offer them some shade shrooms.
wouldn't
No.
skinning be considered survival?
No, that's a bad idea. That's
No.
a bad idea. Don't
No,
give
we
them the
need
shrooms.
those.
They wouldn't like them.
We
It
could
would
give them
like-
the ones.
Take a longer
I
time if we-
think
Give us the ones
that
I
they
found
would
today.
like them.
With the ones I found today, we could give them those.
To answer your question, Galrock, skinning would be considered survival.
So, would you allow a survival check to see if I have the know-how to properly skin?
I will allow a survival check if you want to try and skin it. And see if you can.
Screw it, YOLO, let's go.
Can we
No.
do an aid action?
Oh! I was gonna say so too, but he got a 20.
You can aid. Yeah, go ahead and aid.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Frederick aid.
I
Come
can
on,
get up
Fred,
in like
let's-
its leg armpits and help skin it.
It's leg pits.
For clarity, only.
I mean
a
armpits for
20
your
and a
legs. I don't know
26
what that's
were rolled.
called.
Come on, Fred, it's just like skinning a snake.
What are armpits
Let
for your
the
legs
tail
called? That's a good
going in the-
question.
Knee pits, but it's not knees if it's a. I don't know.
Weenus. I think it's a
What-
weenus pit.
There we go.
That's
There we go.
that's not right.
Let's coin it. That's
I could have lived without doing that.
in Galaron. That is
It's just like skinning a snake. You start at its asshole and you work your way under.
Under though, under the alley.
All right, you first.
So I will say you can skin it, but it's very tough to skin through iron scales and the hide underneath when the scales are like as strong as metal. So it's going to take you a long time. But as you slide your knife, you can do it.
That's why you start at the asshole.
Could I
A dragon is weakest in its ass.
Could I like make some sort of tools, like put together my spear and my javelin and make like some big gutting tools?
Like some shears.
Yeah, big skin and shears.
Yeah, you you make some skinning shears, and that's how you start to take out the entrails before it goes bad.
Okay.
Although you're
Is
not
it
eating.
Or do we know if they're edible?
Well, it's a lizard. You can eat it.
Okay.
It being tasty may be a different question. I guess that depends on how well it's prepared.
Do we gain rash? Or no, because it's raw at the moment. So no.
It's raw. If you wanted to carry it, you could. We will say it takes you 2 hours to skin it.
That's it.
I mean, 2 hours is a long time. You can gut a
We
deer.
also had good checks.
Yeah, we did have good check.
Is 2 hours not that long? I can do 6.
It's actually not that long, but
How long does it take to skin a deer?
so
Takes me 5 minutes, but
a deer that's fast. But for somebody who doesn't know much about what they're doing,
We'll say you get it done in 2 hours because you are working quickly. We'll say you broke some of the scales along the way, but you get most of them.
It was my shears.
So you are going to have 200 pounds of scales and 300 pounds of meat.
wow.
all right.
Meat if you want to take another hour to chop it up, because you just skin it, so all the meat's there.
Could probably
well.
use some of the meat.
Don't we? I think we have enough rations to get back, don't we?
Yeah.
Everybody has.
Or at least have a congratulatory feast.
Ooh, I like feasts. I'll cook this time.
I like the sound of that.
Do you all take the time to harvest some meat?
Might as well. One of y'all is going to be carrying my pack, because I assume I'm the pack mule here. I'll be carrying the 200-pound load.
So you have 200 pounds of scales. How much meat do you all take?
Can we apportion it out?
I mean, you have
It's basically
200
organ
total
sale.
pounds of scales.
How many?
And I guess it's
is 200
hide.
pounds?
It depends on how you divide it up, I guess. There's
Well, we
5
got
of you.
people, so everybody gets 40 pounds.
You
Maybe give a little bit more to the ship captain than the kobold. He looks more doughty.
I'm stouty.
We'll say you can do it. The bulk, I don't know, 4? I don't know what everyone's
Okay.
bulk is, if I'm
I
being
can
honest.
take one more bulk.
I can take 3 more.
I don't know how we'll do this.
Bulk values.
Do we? I'm assuming we don't have any like plan for like a smoke signal or something once the jokull is dead.
As a general rule, an item that weighs 5 to 10 pounds is 1 bulk. An item weighing less than a few ounces is negligible. So
cut it up into 1 ounce pieces.
So 5 to 10 is 1 bulk. You're each taking 40. We'll say scales stack pretty easily, so it's not terrible. So
Wait, if we cut it into 1 ounce pieces and 1 ounce is negligible,
yeah,
It's only
then we can
negligible.
still carry all of it and it's negligible.
that's right. Yeah. So we'll say if you divide it up, it's 3 bulk a person.
okay,
Oh.
that'll work. That's
Okay.
not bad.
At that point, I'm clumsy.
Easy stuff.
I'm clumsy 1 because I'm overburdened for sure.
Yeah, I would be the same. But I mean, we have extra time to get down the mountain or back to the place.
I can take a bulk of 10.
What?
Wow.
Well, no, 9. It's 9. Base 5 plus 4 or strength mod.
Oh, and then more than that if you're willing to be clumsy. We
Correct.
should pile it all on you so you can be the clumsy guy. We'll just be walking along normal.
He's the one who
I'm-
killed it. He killed it.
I'm currently at 2 with
What?
With medium armor.
How are you so low? Stop be carrying anything. That's awesome. Take it all.
I mean, I'm.
I'll take the lion's share.
I'll give you one of, or I'll give you 2 of my bulk.
I'll take a good deal of the rest.
So I'm currently.
What are we doing with this meat?
Eating it.
Okay. So right now, you want me to cook it?
Let's
So
cook it right now.
Yeah.
300 pounds of meat cooking
Let's
up.
we could do a bonfire, a meat fire.
We should cook enough for like a couple of rations, but maybe
A joke
not.
all picking.
Yeah, we could bury the rest of it so it doesn't spoil because it's a cold climate.
And then when we come back,
Yeah.
we can eat it.
Yeah, for
If you ever
reunion.
come back.
Yeah.
Do our lizard smoking reunion.
On your next Bloodrites challenge, you'll come eat it. Survival check. Whoever wants to cook it. We'll say use the rest of your spare wood to get a fire going out in this winter tundra.
It's not crafting for making the food.
Oh yeah, sorry, craft culinary for the foods.
Oh, I'm cooking. I'm cooking the foods.
Yeah. So you all pass the scales around, you divide them up, and you feel like you have a manageable amount. Kobold gets a fire, or Kobold and Frederick get a fire going, and Kobold takes the lead. He hacks off some meat and throws it on the fire, and he's adding the seasonings, and it's going great. And you hear the popping, and it starts to smell pretty good. You all eat. The 2 who are feeling ill are still kind of feeling it from before, so it's not a pleasant experience, but you can eat and keep the food down. We'll say another hour goes by of cooking and eating, and then you guys start heading back.
Awesome.
You all venture another few hours. It's a long trek back because now you're going up the hill that you just went down, and it's still brutal, and now it's even more tiring, at least you're carrying a bunch of weight. And as you go, a few hours go by. The sun's starting to set, so we'll say another 8 hours go by, so 68 remain. You're making good time. You've already passed the troll cave. You're really climbing up this mountain. And then you hear up ahead the voice say, "Hey, here they come!" And as you look ahead, everyone can give me a perception check.
It's Steve. It is Steve. It's definitely Steve.
Jeremiah gets 22.
I got a 12.
I got 5.
27 for Frederick Fiddlefig.
Jeremiah and Frederick, you recognize the voice. It's a voice you've heard before. And Frederick, as you look ahead, you make out the figure of a half orc, and you remember him because you encountered him not long ago. And standing before you is a man you recognize as Thrawn, the half orc from the Tomon party you encountered a little while
Was he the guy
ago.
who was spoiling for a fight, or was he the guy up above? Or
He was the
in
guy
shadow?
spoiling for a fight.
Okay.
And he looks at you. He says, "Hey, what are you all doing here? We've been waiting. Took a while."
Do we see anybody besides him?
Yes, clearly, I mean, you guys are very aware of the situation now, and as you look ahead, you see the entire party from... I believe you all can see, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. You see the...
Jeremiah
the entire Tomon party standing in the road. And the female kind of takes a step forward, and you recognize her, and it's everyone from the party. And Celia says,
shrugs off his pack and bows and takes his hat off. Many thanks to you, my lady, for the directions.
Well,
I hope I can repay you someday in your village.
Well, you're very welcome. And actually, you can repay us right now by handing over the jokull scales that you harvested.
Oh, great. These were so heavy.
I'm just gonna start nervously chugging potions.
Hey, Kobold, give him the shrooms. Give him the shrooms.
I don't got. Well, here, I got these shrooms, and I hold out the frozen poop rocks.
Would you fancy some shrooms instead?
We harvested enough shrooms on our own. If you would, please hand over the jokull scales, and you can be on your way.
Jeremiah says, I recall that you were not interested in jokull.
Indeed I wasn't, and let's just say I realized an opportunity when it came my way. You all do the hard work, and we reap the harvest.
I'd like to make an intimidate check, if possible,
Okay.
to say something about this is not the opportunity you think it is.
Can I sneak the pirate some juice? Just sneak the juice.
If you do a sleight of hand. You can try to sneak him the juices.
That's
Thievery. Wow.
26. A sneaky juice.
You sneak the juice.
So, Atlantes, he has snuck that to you.
Yeah, you should just drink it.
Can you tell if my intimidation has any effect? It's a 17.
She does not look intimidating.
Bummer.
Well, how
is
about
awkward.
mine?
What'd you roll?
These pansy ass wannabe relationships. Get out of our way. We're heading home. You get in our way, and I have no issue with turning your insides to the outside. Blah.
I've seen him do it.
In fact, he just did it to the jokull.
He did. He did do cold.
Listen, Celia, I don't know. I mean, they, it's this guy here, this little guy with the axe. He's got a big axe. He says, I don't know. I mean, you see them. They beat the jokull. And they don't even look scathed. I mean, you remember when we fought them. Yes, Drogo, I think perhaps this was a bad mistake. Maybe on second thought, we will take those shrooms and maybe perhaps call that as a fair trade.
Oh, okay.
Don't give him the shrooms. Don't give him the shrooms, Kobold.
I'm going.
I think we'll be keeping the shrooms, madam.
Oh, what? What?
Kobold, put the shrooms away.
Oh,
Kobold,
boy.
Okay.
put the shrooms away.
Rock in a hard place on this one.
Kind of stuffs them in his pants.
Keeping the shrooms and the jokull. Thank you.
Oh dear.
What? Why is
Those are
there
some
initiative?
killer rolls.
This
Why
is
is
pretty good initiative roll.
Mhm.
Oh, we're rolling initiative?
Ish.
Apparently.
Initiative-ish.
Thrawn, the half-orc, says, enough of this!
I don't
Too
think,
much talk! And he starts to charge forward, and then you all clearly see him going. Frederick, you may act first. The others do not seem to be engaged in the fight, but Thrawn just has his sword raised, and he's just charging you full out.
Okay. I will meet his act of aggression with a arrow to his face. Hopefully, it hits.
Oh, is that a cold shot?
I like face arrows.
I think I'm still set to stealth.
Your initiative.
Yeah, it's not.
It is.
Since
It's
you yelled
okay.
at them, we're like, I'm gonna cut you
Yeah.
like a fish. I don't think you're that stealthy.
It's alright.
No.
12 will not hit him. Your arrow flies off to the side. You're kind of surprised that he charged you out of nowhere, and you shoot preemptively, and it kind of hits the cliff over here next to you.
Let me
Okay.
re-roll that initiative, Eric.
It's fine.
Yep.
I'm not real worried about it.
Okay. So also let me. I was not ready to go so quickly. I thought this was going to be a peaceful interaction.
You could talk to him.
You can talk to him.
I will talk to them, but I'm gonna talk to Erastil actually. So I'm gonna do a motion with my hands, and also say this to Erastil. I will say, Erastil, let my enemies be hurt, and my friends not be. I should prepare some stuff, so I'm just not blubbering.
I loved it.
I'm going to cast Forbidding Ward.
I loved it because it was like, oh,
with this,
there should be another part to that, and there's just not.
yeah, exactly. So with this, I can cast it on a specific ally and a specific enemy, and so my target ally gets a +1 status bonus to AC
Okay.
against that specific enemy.
Okay.
So I am casting it on the baddie that's rushing us and Kobold Trees.
Okay. Does he get a
buddy.
save at all? Or no, Kobold just gets a +1 against this guy.
Yeah, Kobold just gets a +1 against this guy,
Okay.
and that is my turn.
Okay. Galrock, you are up. Jeremiah, you are next.
I am casting command. And I'm going to command him to stop and lay prone.
Darn it, I was gonna try to.
Is that a will save?
You shout a command that is, yes, it is will save. Thank you.
$10. What's the DC?
It's higher than 10. It's
God,
gotta be higher than 10.
10 base, right?
Yeah.
He just kind of freezes up, and then just lays down on the ground, face in the snow. And it's not just a couple seconds before he already just starts to shake. And you can't tell if it's because he's trying to break free of the action that he didn't know he was going to do, or if it's just because he's already getting cold.
It's very cool.
It says the first action next turn, he has to do that thing.
Oh. We'll back up.
Yeah, so
Jeremiah, you're up. Unknowing whether... Oh, I guess you have other actions if you want to take them, Galrock.
I still have, that takes
Sorry.
2 turns, so I still got 1 action.
Unknowing whether or not it succeeded.
Yeah, unknowing, that's the issue. In front of me, I'm going to drop a elemental. No. No, I'm just gonna hold. I'm just gonna let it go.
Okay. Jeremiah, you are up. Atlantes, you will be next, followed by Kobold.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So I need to see something really quickly. Just that. How far away? Okay. Okay. So I am attempting to create a diversion, and it is against the deception +1 versus perception DC. So that is deception +1. So that's a 16 versus all of their perception DCs. Am I able to tell if it succeeds with any of them?
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to create a diversion so that they look away momentarily.
Yeah, what are you doing? What's your diversion?
I'm going to kick snow up into the air between all of us.
That should distract him.
Yeah, as you kick up the snow, Celia kind of raises her hand to shield herself, seeing the display of everything that happened, and she thinks maybe there's a spell incoming, and she kind of raises her face to shield herself. But of course, nothing. No spell
this
comes.
This is for any of them.
Yeah.
This is versus all of them.
Yep. Celia raises her arm to shield herself from the snow.
Oh, great. Oh, good.
Yep.
I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so now I have panache, and I'm going to pull out a light hammer using an action, and I'm going to chuck it at the oncoming charging man.
Hammer, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay.
With a 19 to attack. So just to be clear, since I'm not rolling damage yet, this is a confident finish. I have an option that applies this to thrown weapons as well.
Okay. You throw the hammer, and you watch it whirl through the air, and everyone's watching in astonishment as this guy throws a hammer into combat, and then it smacks Thrawn right in the face. Roll damage, please.
So this does
Reasonable.
9.
Reasonable.
It does 9 damage, 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, it bounces off, and you just see him go, oh!
And that is my turn. Because it was one to create a diversion, one to draw the hammer, and one to throw it.
Atlantes, you are up. Kobold, you'll be next.
So Atlantes, he's not casting a spell, but you can see like a bunch of water forming at my fingertips. As if I'm going to use a lot of water in a second. And I say, would you like to reconsider your friend's actions at this time? Speaking to the group. I'm attempting to quell the situation here.
Dude just got hit in the head by a hammer.
Give an intimidation check. And we'll say, given the situation, there'll be a hidden bonus you receive. You know, given the fact that homeboy got hit in the face with a hammer. Okay. Unfortunately, you can't see anything till their turn. So, do you do anything else? Atlantes?
And then I actually just put away the water. I just wanted them to see that I could do that. And then I use my last hex of the day, flinging ice.
Oh, so good.
To which he must make a save against my spell DC.
Okay. What's the save?
Reflex.
Sorry, what's the DC?
The DC 17.
Wow.
You stretch out your hands to cast this spell, and then you just see the snow around his feet just start to crawl up his legs and bind his ankles and his shins into place, and he just kind of stands there, unsure of what to do, while his hands to his face, he's holding his face where the hammer smacked him right in the noggin. Kobold, you're up. You also do 1d4 damage, please.
Ooh, yikes.
Can you do 1d4 damage for me, Atlantes?
Retroactively, Jeremiah says, "Stop. Hammer time."
Kobold, you are up.
You're
Oh,
still
you
muted, Kobold.
you're muted.
Kobold is muted.
You're muted. Unmute yourself.
Oh, no.
Hey, we saw you going hard, but we couldn't hear you.
So I run up to his face. I run. I gotta stop this guy. And so I run up to him, and then I look down at his feet, and I go, and I breathe ice onto his feet to stop him.
He's already got ice clinging to his feet.
I put more on there.
These damage rolls are just awful.
All right, what's he get? A basic saving throw, DC of 18. Is it reflex?
Yeah.
Okay. His feet are locked into the ground, so you just hit him.
It does 1 damage.
You roll 1d4. Did you roll your 1d4?
Yeah, that's at the top of the thing.
Oh, I see it. Okay,
damage.
my B. I missed that. All right.
Yeah.
You're not sure how effective your breath was when you breathe ice already onto ice, but it looked like a little bit of his skin was exposed.
Added some. He stopped.
He's not moving.
No. And so then just in case he tries to hit me because he's mad, I just put my shield. I just like magical bubble shield. Don't hit me.
Okay.
And you get a +1 AC from my forbidding ward.
Oh yeah, I'm up. I'm good.
You're good.
I'm holding. Yeah.
The half orc with his hands to his head, just and he's kind of trying to wiggle but can't, and he just kind of goes into a kneeling, awkward position with his face in the snow. Just, and he's trembling, and you can't tell if it's rage, agony, that he was commanded to kneel down with his face in the snow, if he's cold.
And he can't hit the dirt because he's frozen. Means he's permanently stuck there until we say so.
He can't do a thing.
Oh, that's hilarious.
How long does command last?
It's just 1 action.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just 1 action. Okay.
He has to fulfill that action before it stops.
Uh,
Isn't that how it
I'll
works?
say he can do enough to fulfill it. Please stop this madness. Thrawn, you are an idiot.
He looks
Please.
like an idiot.
Please, Thrawn, we will talk about this when we get back at camp. I'm sorry to bother you. Please, thank you for sparing us and letting us live. We'll take care of Thrawn. Please. We didn't mean to startle you. Please forgive us. We wish. Please don't hold this against our tribe of Toma.
Hey, Cobalt, you got a bomb?
Yeah, I got 2.
So that was Celia. The others kind of stepped back. They don't really want to fight. Celia kind of pleaded, "Hey, please,
Give me one.
let us go." Frederick, you will be next. Galrock. I assume initiative is still in place because Galrock's asking for a bomb. So Frederick, you are up. Thrawn is now helpless, and the others have said, "Please forgive us. We mean you no harm." So, your turn, Frederick.
Being a cleric and being, I don't know, neutral good, I might not be able to just throw bombs at these people.
Light him up.
I'm chaotic fun, sir.
Okay, so just with that, I'm just gonna walk up. So that's 1 action. I'm gonna walk up to here, and I'm still feeling a little cocky. So as I go by, like, I'm just gonna be like, "Good decision," and then I'm gonna bucket her real quick.
You're gonna what?
Just bucket her. Like, I say, "That's a good decision." And that's my turn. That's all I do.
Galrock, you're up. Little 3-foot guy bucket at someone. Galrock, you're up. You do not have a bomb because Kobold goes after
I
you.
know.
And he's
Yeah.
20 feet away.
Yeah. So I assume
25 for anyone watching rules out
we
there.
are-
25.
I assume we are letting them go, and we're just going to continue on our way.
Is that the census?
It doesn't appear that anybody else is taking. I'm not planning to on my.
Okay. What Kobold, do you plan on attacking? Atlantes, do you plan on attacking?
Not at this time.
Okay. We'll end initiative. And say
Yeah,
yeah.
I ended it. I ended it with
Yeah, you ended it with the buck. Yeah.
You ended it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. They step
Come on,
out of your
buddy.
way.
You ended it. Little
After
bump.
shouldering his pack while walking past them, Jeremiah pulls out a little card, hands it to Celia. It's like, let's put this unpleasantness behind us sometime in the future. And just keeps walking. He does pick up his hammer and puts it back on his belt.
You're like, hey girl, I know that went down wrong, but here's my number. Hit me up later.
Check yes, check no.
Yeah.
Dude, be desperate.
And
I mean, in a village of 30, you ain't got many prospects.
So Atlantes is still annoyed at Jeremiah about the comments he made about the boat earlier. So I also kind of roll by and I slow down next to Celia and I say, next time we bump into each other, I'll slip you more than a card. And I continue on my way.
Just
Whoa.
and Cobalt, he understands. He said so. He's gonna walk by, and he's gonna give her some juice.
He's literally gonna slip her something.
He's gonna slip her some bottle of some stuff.
Oh God.
You give her a mutagen?
Yeah,
What'd you give her?
the energy mutagen of fire, so it's just gonna warm her up real nice.
Okay.
It'll make her feel real nice and toasty.
Thank you.
Yeah, it will.
Thank you.
The drug dealer is giving drugs.
I gotcha. It's better than the note.
Anyone else following suit?
Who else wants to go?
Frederick bucked out her. Galrock's the only one who hasn't gone, so.
I'm still wanting a bomb to see if I can just cause an avalanche as we walk past.
Wow.
We'll say you don't get a bum. All right. Encounter successfully dealt with. You all move on and begin the long hike back. Your first, you give me a survival check. What is your plan as time ticks away? We'll say another 3 hours go by. It starts to get dark and you realize that you have to rest, but you don't have any more wood for a fire. So what is the plan on how to not die at night?
Just have to sleep together.
Way ahead of you. How close are we to that encampment we found earlier?
The cave?
Yeah.
That's several hours behind us.
The troll cave? Yeah.
No, not the troll cave. The
You
other.
mean the very first place we sheltered?
Oh, that's like 20 hours or 15 hours ahead of you. Like you haven't got there yet. You can survival check.
Yet.
We'll say, I mean, Atlantes and Frederick together, you can find enough of a place where you can rest and get into a crevice where it'll be warm enough. It's going to be cold since you don't have any wood, so you're not going to be able to. You're not going to get a great night of rest, but you'll get enough to survive.
How much time would it take us to look for wood and try to chop them up?
A few hours probably, because you're up on a mountain, so you'd have to like go downward towards where more trees would be, and then carry them or chop them down. So you could do it, but it would add a few hours to the trip. You do currently have 65 hours at your disposal.
I can set something on fire if we have something to burn.
I don't think we have much to burn. Just time.
And a 200-pound carcass.
Yeah, really.
Add a 200 pound carcass.
We could burn some of the meat. We have plenty of
Is
rations.
that a thing? Also known as cooking.
I don't think you can just light meat on fire.
Would you light fat on
You
fire?
just got too much water in it.
Yeah. Depends on how fatty it is.
That's
The
true.
fat and the oils would produce a lot of heat.
That's gonna be the smelliest, nastiest
Lizards are pretty
fire.
oily.
That's.
Well, what do you want to do, Jeremiah?
I
Go
vote
chop down
for
a tree.
finding
Where's
some
the
wood.
trees? Where's the trees?
Maybe we can burn your cards.
That's good.
I vote for finding some wood.
Yeah, we should find
You can go find some wood. I'm going to sleep. I don't need your damn wood.
There is enough natural oil in a lizard, so there is enough oil in a lizard that's flammable, and a lizard the size of the jokull would be enough to start a fire and burn for a while, but it will not last all night.
So we'll start the fire. Jeremiah can take his little hammer and go find us some wood and bring it back to.
I have a hatchet too. Jeremiah's got like bandoliers strung across his chest with like hatchet hammers and throwing darts. Jeremiah's gonna spend an hour searching for wood.
I'll help.
All right, just give me some survival checks. We'll see if you can get some wood, get enough wood to last the night. All right, Jeremiah's never seen a tree. We roll.
Yes, I rolled a 3. Yeah.
Jeremiah rolled a 3, Kobold an 11. We'll say you guys don't even find a tree to cut down. You're just walking the cliffside. No trees.
Rough.
What about icicles? They're kind of like sticks.
Yeah, you can come back with a bundle of icicles.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I guess we find a crevice.
But surprisingly, they don't bite.
There's gotta be.
I
there a
find
crevice
myself
nearby that we
bonding
can see?
oddly with
Yeah.
Kobold.
Yeah, you all can wiggle into a crevice. We'll say you can sleep, and if you do burn any lizard, I mean, it helps. We'll just say everyone, you don't get the best sleep, so you'll take a -1 to all your rolls just because you're tired and it's just uncomfortable, but you're still alive.
Before I go to bed, Jeremiah, people hear him tinkering with something in his tent. There's a curse of disappointment.
Jeremiah's in there playing with them cards again.
There's a metallic clink of some kind.
A loud metallic clank?
It's not
right
quiet.
before the curse, yes, there is a loud metallic clink.
Does my knowledge of engineering help me determine what kind of metallic clank it was?
That's a good question. Why don't you roll it?
Sweet. 15.
Hey, Kobold, I think Jeremiah found some wood in there.
It's you based on what you heard from a tent away, there's some type of rotating metal device.
Oh, rotating metal. He's got a pizza cutter. Oh, he's.
And he's cursing it out.
Yeah, he's got a pizza cutter. All right, we'll say you guys rest. You get a full night's sleep. You spend 2 hours kind of packing and praying and preparing your spells. So you have 55 hours to go.
You said we have the, what's the condition again?
Everyone just gets a -1.
It's like 6 and 1. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Is that including to AC? Or just to, like,
It would be
ability check?
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you guys move on. You have about a day and a half journey left, so you have plenty of time. If you guys just walk carefully, you're going to make it without much of an incident. So you guys continue on the way. Another day and a half goes by. You kind of do the same thing where you sneak in the crevices and you hunt some. You have enough meat to last you the rest of the trip. So as you continue on,
I attempt again to find some wood.
Jeremiah sees no trees along the way, and you guys finally see the wooden walls of Vinthera coming up ahead of you, and at long last, you release a sigh of relief as you return with 12 hours to spare. Huge success of the Bloodrites. You walk into town, and the guard's kind of like, "What? Please come in. That was very quick."
Chester! Hey! Dolores! Hey! Jeremiah greets them.
Those aren't their names.
It does not matter to Chester.
You are delirious.
Hello.
He does know their names, just to be clear.
Does
Those
he?
may not be them, but those are, yeah. He does
Please,
greet them.
Diara will want to know that you're back. The one you called Jester, I believe you called him?
I said Chester and Dolores.
Chester.
Oh, Chester.
The one you called Chester kind of turns and says, I'll go get Diara and let her know you're back. And then he runs into town.
They seem surprised to see us.
So, what time is the parade? Can I take a shower first? Bathe?
You step into town and the whole townsfolk kind of start swarming you because you got back and like, wow, tell us about it. What was it like? Did you encounter any trolls? Did you encounter any?
Holds up a troll head.
It was bloody.
Tell me about the wolf pack. Did you guys encounter the wolf pack? There's been a lot of wolves out there. I know Malash was really complaining about them. Speaking of Malash, where is he?
Did we encounter wolves?
So
You did not encounter.
Malash, about him.
Yeah, what?
Jeremiah kind of trails off.
He did.
He walked the plank, so to speak.
What happened to him?
The mountain claimed him and his traveling companion.
At this point, Diara steps in and says, wow, that's not a female voice. She says...
Diara steps in. Wow. Tell me more.
Can't believe you guys made it. What? You guys returned a day early. What was this I heard about? The mountain claiming someone? It seems like all of you are here. Who did the mountain claim?
What was his name?
Malash.
Malask?
Malash
He's got
was by
his short bow.
Molasses?
You do have a short.
Does Malash have any next of kin in the village that we know of?
No next of kin, and his apprentice was on the mountain below him.
Sweet. Short bow's ours.
Sweet bow!
Diara says, well, we will obviously mourn his death, and we'll have a proper burial and ceremony tomorrow. But today is a celebration, for you have returned and completed the Bloodrites. Please, we will step over here to Thelga, who will be giving you your tattoo of completion. Please, walk to her tent.
Tattoo?
Is this sanitary?
Is the tattoo required, or could it be like an armband instead?
Oh, it's required.
I don't do needles.
Can I get it somewhere that I could easily cover it up?
It goes on your shoulder.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I have a small shoulder. Can I?
It's the same shoulder that like Malash had. Normally it goes on your left shoulder.
Okay. I'm just kind of saying these quips to Kobold
Yeah.
and other guys. I'm just because we've built a bond. I'm just joking around with them.
What if we drink the scale stuff, and then they do the tattoo on the scale stuff, and then it goes away because the drink wore off.
Wow.
You can try. You can drink something beforehand and try. So Diara kind of pushes you into Thelga's tent and says, "Thelga, please, they've succeeded in the Bloodrites. They are here to get their mark of the accepted." And the dwarf woman kind of looks up to you. Oh, did they now? All right. Well, whoever's first, please take your seat.
I step forward immediately. As some may know, Lantes explains to Thelga and says, "Listen, I'm big on symmetry. Okay.
Okay.
I already have a tattoo resembling my pact with the sea on my left ass cheek. Could I request that this one goes on my right?"
Well, it's certainly not typical, but if that is your request, it doesn't matter where the tattoo goes. Though, if someone does ever ask you to show the mark, you'd have to present it.
I have no issue with this request.
Well then, let me prepare the instruments, and you prepare yourself.
I will drop trowel.
Jeremiah slips outside. Is just waiting outside.
I proceed to drop trowel at this.
So she prepares the tattoo equipment, and so the tattoo that you're getting is an axe over a mountain. So it does take a little bit of time. So she's kind of tattooing your way. So what was the Bloodrites like? I myself never went. They said I was too valuable here to get it. They just gave me the mark as soon as I arrived.
What?
I'm gonna make a fortitude save with a DC of 10, and if I fail it, I accidentally fart a little bit. Oh, I passed.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I came up with my lash from Vegan, and they never made me take the test. They said I had already proven myself by being a friend of his.
Jeremiah slips back into the tent. Like, what?
Don't worry, your time will come. We're finishing with Atlantes, and then you'll be next.
He recoils at the sight of Atlanta.
Let the woman work, Jeremiah.
So she finishes.
How is that fair?
She finishes up and says, "Now,
Some more sun on them cheeks.
as a man with your type of ornamentation, you're more than aware that when the ink starts to dry and really takes hold in the skin, it can itch a little bit. You don't want to scratch it. That'll ruin the ink and stop the healing process. You want to give it a good smack whenever it itches. That'll get rid of the itch, and it won't ruin the ink. All right, you're done, Atlantis. Next."
Can I request? Thank you, Thelga.
Wow.
All right, one by one, you all hop into the seat and get the tattoo. Does anyone else object to a shoulder tattoo?
I request mine be as small as possible.
All right. She gives you the normal size tattoo. it's real subtle. You could see it when you look at your shoulder.
I'm gonna be chugging potions while she's doing it. Just take the numb and the pain off. But the kobold's real scared, so he's just chugging the first thing that he grabs.
Kobold, you've been here. You've been in town for a little while. Your kind is very rare here. What brought you to Venthera to begin with? She asks as she just carves this tattoo into your skin.
I had to come here. It was painful in other places. I wasn't part of this place, and everyone
Wait.
died.
Did you just drink venom?
Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!
Right.
Is it done?
No, you wiggle. You wiggled a lot. You're gonna need to really sit still. Galra, come hold him down so I can do this correctly.
I go in and I just grab him by his throat and pin him to the whatever he's laying on.
All right, finishes up. Thank you, Kobold. Galrock, you'll be next.
Just make it quick.
I took 1 damage.
I strap the whole arm off of my left shoulder, drop it to the floor. It's like, go ahead.
So she cleans the instruments to make sure they're sanitary and doesn't want to cause any infections. She looks at you and says, "Oh, there's something off about you, isn't there?" There's
Just a little bit.
She kind of meets eyes for you for a second. how long has this been happening?
Long enough. Long enough.
Well,
Going on, what, 3 years now? Roughly.
I see.
At least that's as far as I can remember.
Do let someone know if it becomes too much, okay? The darkness has claimed someone else that I knew, and I'd hate to see it claim another.
Well, as long as this little limp bastard on my shoulder, just as long as I do the few little things he says, it tends to stay at ease. But I appreciate it.
She nods and does the tattoo. Says no other word. Thank you, Galrock. That leaves only one. Frederick? Where you at, little boy?
That's the door.
Frederick,
Please,
you
please.
you want some? Take the shock. Take the pain out.
Let's do it.
I'll take whatever potion he gives me.
Okay. Some more. Oh, this one did some damage.
Yo.
Oh god.
Dude, savage.
You might have to make a fortitude save.
You definitely make a fortitude save for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's not good.
yes.
Now
Oh, that's a crit fail.
you got to roll another D10 and then another D8.
Am I dead?
No, it's not good.
I mean, he is in the middle of the town. I assume that there's a healer who can help him, right?
Oh my god! So you took another 9 damage. Now you gotta roll another save. I'm sorry, man.
Does Deanna notice any of this happening?
Diara's not in the tent.
Real pale.
Oh, okay.
No, Diara's outside while you all get the tattoos.
Real pale.
Well, I guess right now Frederick and Kobold are the only ones in the tent.
You've taken 16 damage, and you're gonna have to make 3 more saves to survive.
What? What?
Do I take him now?
Yeah, you gotta make 3 more fortunes.
Right now?
Oh.
DC's
guys,
18.
Can you do anything?
Wait,
Does
wait.
Kobold call for
Well,
any
hang on.
help?
Hang on. Is there time that passes between them?
Yeah, there are there's time. It's every turn.
Yeah, so you would have an
every 6
opportunity.
seconds.
Yeah, you'd have an opportunity to react as you feel this poison start creeping through your veins with this burning sensation, and your eyes start rolling back. You have the awareness to go, "This is not good."
But I don't know what I could do.
So one thing to mention, it's a venom, which means you put it on a weapon and it has to go into the bloodstream that way. If you ingest it, it won't actually poison you.
Oh, sad.
But if you ingest it, doesn't it just go into your bloodstream?
No, so venom versus poison.
Oh, okay. So we'll say you just take the damage and you're fine.
This
Okay,
says
yeah, I'll
it's
just-
poison as well as, or is that?
Well, it's saying the target is one weapon or device, so you apply it to a weapon and then use it that way. So if you drink it, it's probably not great, but it's not going to have the same effect. Luckily.
I don't want to kill my buddy.
We'll say
You gotta.
So
we'll say the sake of what. Yeah, we'll say the sake of what's going on right now.
Right now, they're in danger.
Yeah, we'll say with what's going on right now, you take 15, but in the future it'll have to be applied to a weapon.
okay.
That's one hell of a stomach ulcer.
Yeah. Frederick, you don't look so good. You're afraid of needles?
Are you okay, buddy?
Have you seen your face recently?
I told you it would help.
I'm sorry. It's been a long week.
Oh, I understand. I've been on the mountain before. Well, please,
Well, you haven't killed the jokull, apparently. You just got a free tattoo.
Somebody's salty. And
Just-
it's not the semen.
just because I haven't done the Bloodrites doesn't mean I haven't killed a jokull. So I'll make the tattoo quick.
Have you killed the jokull?
Yes. I went with Malash on the first hunt.
Well, he's dead.
What?
Frederick is not having a good day.
What?
It's just
Malash, he's dead?
Yeah, cold on the mountain. He
Cold.
was tied to a boy.
He was tied to a boy. Is that what you said?
I'm just being real short, real direct, just not caring what the reaction for my stuff is
Is
right
that-
now.
What? Where was his body?
Icicle.
How far away was he? Do you know where he was?
Mountain. Cold. Dead.
She just throws down the instruments and just runs out of the tent and starts talking to Diara. For those outside, say, I have to go find Malash. He was he was like family to me. I have to at least go find his body. Please let me go. And before Diara can say anything, she just runs out towards the mountain. She just grabs some of her things on the way out and just heads out to the mountain by herself.
So I'm gonna step outside.
Yeah.
And following the lead of Atlantis, I'm gonna drop my trowel and I'm like, is this gonna happen or not? So no context for anybody that might be outside of the building or the tent.
What is going on?
I've got poison venom damaging my.
You do have poison venom in your gut. DR says, I don't I don't think that's necessary. Please put your pants back on. It's cold outside. Please put your pants back up.
Frederick, roll a will save.
It's right cold outside, and I take my pants off.
Everyone make a perception check, please.
Yep, it's tiny.
That's not what we're rolling for.
So are we still?
Great to me.
I rolled an 8.
Whatever one gets.
16.
Wow.
25
19. What am I rolling for?
perception.
Kobold and Frederick, you hear the distant kind of just a little. And Frederick, you're with your pants on your ankles, you kind of look over and you're like, what? That's a you recognize the sound. It's something very familiar, especially growing up most of your time in kind of city environments. That's definitely something you recognize as horses. And a guard runs over to Diara and you say, Diara, there's some people here that want to talk to you. And you see her say, oh, well, I don't. Okay, yeah, let's go talk to them. Frederick, please put your pants back up. I'll be back in a moment. And then she leaves, and you turn and watch her go, and then you see 6 figures on horses kind of come in. They're inside of the gate, and they're in the city. And the lead one has hopped off his horse. You can tell he's kind of lead. The other ones have leather and kind of like just regular looking helmets, but it's all covered in like fur because of the winter and the hike. And they have just kind of normal scimitars and some bows, like just some normal weapons. But the lead person has a little bit more plate action going on his armor. It's still mostly leather, but there's a few plated pieces. And his gear is just a little nicer. It's a little cleaner. And he has a little bit of ornamentation, kind of decaling it around the shoulders and the neck. And he steps down.
Which is absolutely rare for this area, right?
Yes, you can tell that it is not someone from this area. And especially with the horses, most people don't have horses up here. And he gets off the horse, and Diara goes up to talk to him. And as he does, he kind of whips his head like he, in your guys' direction, all of you, because you're kind of in a group right now, looks at all of your direction and points his finger and says, "Hey, you! We've been looking for you!"
How you doing?
And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh my gosh. How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
We are going, how you doing? So we end it with the group of adventurers saying, "We've been looking for you." Well, this is the leader. And that is where tonight's session will end.
Frederick, I'm getting itchy. I need you to slap me ass, Frederick. Please. Please.
After my pants are pulled up, I do it. I'm not even thinking like cognitively about what he's asking. I'm just slap it. But since I'm
rock
3 feet
wow.
tall, I have to come upwards.
It's like a high
So
five.
it's more like it's almost like an uppercut, but it's with a slap. So
It's like a high five, right?
yeah, basically. It's a good way. A high five is butt cheek.
It's a clap.
Oh man.
Thank you kindly.
All right, everyone watching
sailor.
live, thanks for hanging out with us.
Anytime.
We'll catch you in 2 weeks. And if you're watching on YouTube, we'll catch you. Please check out our live streams. Please come check us out, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Absolutely.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.